After watching this video, you will no longer have an excuse to ever buy that watery grocery store potato salad ever again. So to start, we're going to need some fingerling potatoes. In my opinion, these are the best for doing the job. You can use some other potatoes, but the waxier the potato, the better it's going to hold together and not turn into mush. We're going to throw these into a Dutch oven as well after we cut them, so I have that in the sink now, getting a little bit of water into it. And we're just going to cut these. Any little brown spots you see on the ends, you can just trim those off, but totally fine to leave them. And we're going to cut these into about 1/2 inch to 1 inch pieces, depending on how thick the potato is. But right around 1/2 inch is going to be your sweet spot. That will give you the perfect one bite-sized piece once these are all cooked together. Once you cut through all of those potatoes, that was 1 pound of them, we're going to fill it up to about 1/2 inch above those potatoes in water, and we are going to heavily salt this. This is going to be the bulk of the seasoning you get, and then we're going to get that over onto the stove. We're going to bring it up to a boil, and then we are going to turn that down and let them cook for about 20 minutes. That's as far as I really took it to the boil point, but once I got there and I saw the bubbles starting, I turned this down to about medium, and we let this go for 20-25 minutes. You're looking for this point where the fork slides in fairly easily. It's not too soft, but it has a little bit of firmness to it. Just to be sure, I threw this on the cutting board, I slid my fork through it, and it broke in half perfectly. I'm going to now drain these, and we're going to let them come to room temperature before we start any other process of this recipe. I'm just going to throw them in a bowl, let them cool off. Took about 30 minutes, but once they were ready, I'm going to now start. I felt them with my hand just to make sure that they were cool to the touch, but you could also see now how easily it kind of crushes. It's firm, but gives, and that's the perfect bite. And now we're going to start with some mayo and yellow mustard. This is going to be about 1/4 cup of mayo to start, to about 2 to 3 teaspoons worth of yellow mustard. Yellow mustard has that perfect tang for this. Some people like to add pickles. I'm going to omit that, and I'm going to add in green onions. Instead of the pickles, though, I am going to add some dill pickle juice just to give it that little punch. And then, since I also have that great Ao mayo that has dill in it, I'm going to throw that in. I don't love the flavor of just raw dill, but if you do, you could just add that into your mayo directly and mix it. Throw in a glove. Trust me, with your hand is the best way to go about doing this. It doesn't mix well with a fork or a bowl. You could also give them a little bit of a crush here to make them a little more, broken up. It's just much easier with your hand, and it'll give you a really, really nice texture. I threw in a little more green onion, and then we're just going to season these a little bit more with some salt and pepper, get them to where we like them, and now I'm going to throw these into a pint container or whatever size container you have for the amount you made, and we're going to let those sit in the fridge for a bunch of hours, let those flavors really marinate together and become nice and cool. So in the fridge that goes. Here we are about 6 hours later, but really let this go overnight or make them the day before, and you can see those flavors have come together beautifully. It has the tang from the mustard and the pickle juice. It has some softness from the bite, but a little bit of firmness from the potatoes being nice and waxy as well. This blows away anything you can buy in the store, so trust me, never buy it again, always make it and use this recipe.